Hey, you know, it'd be really fun. We should get flu shots together. No, really, it'll be fun. We'll make it a date type thing. It's a great date idea. That's terrible. That's a terrible idea. And here's some other terrible date ideas. Getting your oil changed together. Because, you know, you just wait around and sit there for a good half hour and, you know, it's fun when you're not alone doing it. When really you would probably just end up both being on your phone for the 30 minutes and be like, well, at least I got an oil change out of this. Or you could go shopping for Crocs. Get anything you want in the whole store, as long as it's a pair of Crocs. Some people like to exercise on dates, and if that's your thing, that's fine. But personally, I would not like that. First of all, I don't like to exercise. I only do it because I know that it's good. And even then, I don't do it often enough. And secondly, do I need to go on? But exercising by running laps around a prison. Now, that might be a slightly better idea than working out. Actually, that would probably be pretty depressing. Better than treadmills though, I guess. Oh, I still need to do today's shout out. Today, I want to shout out Kristen Gum. You've been watching my videos for years and commenting, and I appreciate it. Every Friday, I do a shout out to someone who comments and likes all the videos. Thanks, Kristen, for sticking around. All right, back to these terrible date ideas. If it's a first date, one thing you don't want to do is introduce them to your family. Not yet. You got to show them that there's actually a good reason to stick around with you before they meet the family. Not that there's anything wrong with your family, but there is, because there's something wrong with everyone's family, all right? Just accept that and move on. Hey, we could hang out with my friends, or not. Hanging out with friends is definitely okay, but it's certainly not a date. And trying to suggest that as a date, you're just being lazy. You need to think of some better ideas. That's a terrible date idea. Hanging out with friends, it's all good. It's all good. It's good to have friends. It's good to have your significant other around your friends, but that is not a date. It's a disaster if you're expecting it to be a date. Double date, that's a different thing. By the way, happy Valentine's Day to everyone out there, single and not single. I know it's just today, so if you're not watching this, the date goes up, then I take it back. Not happy Valentine's Day to you. And if you're alone on Valentine's Day, there's always crafts. Like this book, Crafting Your Way Through a Broken Heart. It comes highly recommended. Now, if you actually find yourself on a date and you run into trouble, here are some great tips you can find on Twitter. Like this guy, Benny, who says, I once took a girl to Starbucks because I forgot her name. That's actually really smart. Benny, although you may be bad with names, I'm sure you're probably a really smart guy, because that is thinking outside the box. Because then when she orders her drink, she'll have to say her name, and then you won't have to ask awkwardly, hey, I forgot your name, what was it? That's a great idea. But sometimes the situation's a little different where you just want to get out of that date. Like Jennifer, who says the date was so bad, she gave her waiter $20 to spill a drink on her to get her out of there. Also, great thinking outside the box. It's also important to look for red flags on a date. Like this one, my date took me to a nice restaurant. Our server leaned into me and said, you're the third one this week. Yeah, that's a red flag. You might want to respond by saying, can you please spill a drink on me so I can leave? This guy, Ed, found himself on a date, and he said, my date was complaining about me on Facebook while at the table. I found out because she accidentally tagged me in the post. Hashtag worst first date. Dude, I think you're better off without her, because she sounds dumb and complaining. She should have just got up and left if she's gonna talk about her on Facebook. Just go home. Just go home. At the end of the night, he leaned in for a kiss, whispering, don't be scared if my tooth falls out. Now, I get this one. I get it. Sometimes people's teeth fall out, or not all their teeth are real. I've been there, because a couple of my teeth have been knocked out and they're not real. But, you know, if your tooth just falls out randomly, you may want to figure out how to deal with that. Like, I understand that happens, but you know what? Some people might be okay with that being normal. So I'm just not going to say anything. My mom and I went out to dinner, and she surprised me with a blind date. We ate dinner together, the three of us. Hashtag worst first date. Yeah, meeting family, as we said earlier, is not a good idea for a first date. You save that for later, once they're kind of attached to you and they're like, oh, I actually like this person. Because when they meet your family, you may love your family, but chances are whoever you date is not, at least not at first, because that's just how it works, and that's totally okay. So you gotta plan for these things, okay? And if you think that your family is totally normal in every way and you're not gonna scare people away by your family, then you really need to reevaluate some things. Have you ever seen Everybody Loves Raymond? Okay, I'll just say that. You at least gotta be self-aware. You gotta realize, like, nobody's family is normal to other people. It's okay, it's just the way it is. Here's another hashtag worst first date. He talked about himself all through dinner, then drove me around to show me where all his ex-girlfriends live. Hashtag true story. Yeah, that's another thing, is just leave the past alone. Don't bring up your exes. That's like one of the worst things you could do on a first date or on any date, actually. Just don't do that. It's over. Leave it in the past. You got a whole future to look forward to without any of your exes. Now, I understand dates are nerve-wracking. You're very nervous. You want to like be presented as good. You want the other person to like you, but sometimes it can be scary. I mean, I'm assuming it can be scary for females. I'm a guy, so it's a little different. This girl had the right idea. Before going on a date, she texted one of her friends and said, okay, so I'm about to go on this blind date. His name is James. If I don't call you in 3 hours, I'm either dead or have been sold into a Slex trade ring. Did I say that wrong? I did. She got a reply saying, this is James. I'll see you in 10 minutes and don't worry, I won't sell you or kill you. LOL. She texted the wrong person. OMG, I'm mortified. I'm so sorry. Well, this will make for good dinner conversation. Yeah, I'd say so. Anyways, do you have any terrible date ideas to add to the list? Leave a comment and let me know. Thanks for watching. I will talk to you on Friday.